Welcome back to the Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Ball. Thanks for being with us. Today we're talking about design and construction, and our guests are Lamar Wakefield with Wakefield Beasley and Millard Choate and Todd Barrett with Choate Construction. And Lamar, I'd like to get a tip. So if I've got a project coming up and I need to pick an architect, what are some tips for picking the right architect for a project?
I would start, Michael, with going to their websites. Everyone has very complete websites these days, and so once you determine if they have that experience, then the interview process from that point is, I think, trying to determine if this particular architect is going to listen to what your needs are and what your requirements are, who the project designer is going to be and who the project manager is going to be, and that you can count on those folks to be with you throughout the process.
Okay, good tip. And what about picking a construction company, guys? What are some tips about picking the right construction company? Does it just be named Choate?
No, it's real easy. Just dial 678-892-1200. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. But primarily, seriously, the things that you need to look for if I were to hire a contractor is the same things Lamar said. Mm-hmm. Intimate experience with the type of project. And we have separate specialized groups that do this. Construction is going more into niche type sectors, whether it's, for example, a wind turbine facility or corporate headquarters, whatever like that. Find the team that has that, the experience, the reputation. We changed our logo after 25 years. We had 3 little words at the bottom. Reputation is everything. And I mean that sincerely. That's key to picking someone. When you check them out, make sure you call or check out some of their clients and experience, and pick someone that has the right people for your project. It's a relationship thing, as Lamar said, and you've got to have people that get along with you or your type of facilities managers. And the last thing is, in this era of more integrated project delivery, you have to find a contractor that's totally transparent, that will show you where every dollar is budgeted, where every dollar is bid out to the trades, and where every dollar is spent. And that's paramount. That's how we do business with most of our corporate clients today.
Those are great tips. And you talk about personalities and how you're going to communicate. I had a vendor that I really liked that I was going to pick, but he talked like this slow, and I'm like, I'll kill this guy. I mean, he's going to have the speed of his speech. I can't work with him. Well, what about some tips when you are working with an architect to help the process go smoother? If you're a principal and you're renovating or designing your office space or your headquarters or whatever it is.
Well, for Wakefield Beasley, reputation is what Millard was talking about, his company. We have a great reputation, we think, but I think listening is the most important thing that we can do for our clients. And so we don't take the program requirements down, determine core adjacencies, get those components in place, and then go off to our office to design this building. We want to collaborate sometimes twice a week, but at least once a week with our clients, so that we go through each of the steps of the schematic design, design development, and construction drawings, so that they are involved with us and the general contractor to understand budget, scheduling, and the fact that we're meeting their needs.
Great advice. And how about the construction company? What are some tips for principals dealing with the construction company to make it smooth?
I think a big part of it is the communication. Communication between the entire team. We see things break down all the time when people just aren't talking to one another, and so I think that's a major one.
I think everybody's seen the cartoon, The Swing, how the client envisioned it, the architect designed it, and the contractor built it. Yeah. And the reason I refer to that is, most importantly, we'll do conceptual narratives, even when the drawings are schematic, to fill in the gaps, to define every little piece. In other words, and we say, everybody please read it. Define the scope of work as early as possible. The quality levels, the scope, so that we're all working to the same sheet of music. The architects don't want to design it twice. The client doesn't want to get sticker shock after the first pricing. So maintaining that constant relationship during that phase is critical between the three parties, not just contractor and architect, but the owner needs to be intimately involved. Todd said communication, and you also have to have understanding. The client needs to fully understand what the process is, and if not, learn how the process works. Strongly recommend it. Be aware of what the schedule is and what critical milestone dates are paramount to meet in order for the project to be successful and cost efficient. So there's a little bit of critical path analysis that goes along with that, and I just strongly recommend, if with our clients, we actually will sit in and do pre-construction 101 with them to explain all of these and the processes and help them understand what to look for.
Well, that's good advice. I think that's one of the things we see with our tenants that are looking at space is they don't realize how long this process takes. And, you know, the design and the construction of the space can be one of the largest things. And I guess that you guys communicate well with your clients, then your boat's, the name of your boat's not change order then, right?
Right.
I love that. You go to the marina, change order.
Well, let me get that. What is that? Change
Change order.
Change? No.
And what about technology quickly before the end of the break? You want to, I guess, understand the technology they're going to use in the process, right?
Right. I think, you know, getting everybody in the team involved early as well is a big, you know, a big help, and understanding the tools that everyone's going to be using. You know, what are the design team members? What type of tools are they going to be using? And then as well as asking the owner, you know, those questions. You know, are these the things that we do to facilitate, you know, specifically, you know, my interest in BIM, you know, are those models and that data going to be used afterwards? Because that has a big impact on what's going to happen with the project as it goes forward.
And I was actually kidding. The idea is to get the scope defined so there are no change orders for scope.
That's right.
That's very important to us.
Yeah, that is important. Well, then I won't get a ride in your boat. Okay, all right. Well, stay tuned. We'll have more on design and construction. This is the Commercial Real Estate Show. Xceligent, the resource professionals like CCIMs, CBRE, JLL, Colliers, and Bull Realty use for market intelligence. Commercial Search is the site to market and find available properties to buy, sell, or lease all over the country. Visit commercialsearch.com. Welcome back to the Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Boyle. Today we're talking about design and construction. We have Lamar Wakefield with Wakefield Beasley and Millard Choate and Todd Barrett with Choate Construction. And gentlemen, can you tell us, Lamar, just start us out, if you will, with an interesting project you've been involved with lately?
Well, we just completed and moved into our corporate office into Avalon, which is in Alpharetta. It's a large mixed-use development, 380,000 feet of retail space, including about 15 food and beverage locations, along with hundreds of thousands of feet of office, about 350 apartment units, and a new hotel.
And what's interesting is this is mixed use, but it is not infill.
It is not infill, but we are doing another one for the Braves currently there at Galleria at Cobb County and 41, and that's a kind of re-gentrification of an area that's going to be awesome, and the same kind of statistics for that development.
And I would say that is infill. I mean, it is right there in the middle of everything. But, you know, Avalon is what, 20 minutes from the Atlanta's center. And so it's kind of suburban mixed use. Can be very interesting and projects. And what about you guys at Choate?
Well, we work on a lot of unique projects. We've just very proud that we were chosen. Engineering News Record chose us for the best project in the United States in 2 categories. One in corporate headquarters for the Carters, clothing headquarters, and then the other one's for the wind turbine drivetrain facility for Clemson University in North Charleston. The Clemson project won Best Industrial Project in the nation, and Carter's won the Best Corporate Interior Project in the nation. So both highly interesting, both highly complex, and some photos would go a long way with explaining that.
Well, good. Well, we'll put links to all 4 of these projects on the webpage. So if you're out on the driving, don't go on your phone right now, but we go to creshow.com and we'll have the links. These are all 4 extremely interesting projects to check out. And before you guys go, I got to ask you if you're a young professional and you're new to your industry, or you're thinking about getting into the industry, what would you tell somebody, Lamar, wanting to get into your feel?
Well, I mean, we very much encourage, and we have 16 interns this summer, and we encourage these kids to come in either toward the end of their high school year, and once they've decided in college they might want to be in interiors or in architecture. And then we're so diverse in our practice, whether it's corporate or it's retail or it's municipal or higher ed. We want to put them in that position to make sure, and I would encourage them to take intern positions as quickly as they can.
It sounds like a fun field. You know?
It's a blast.
Yeah. And what about folks thinking about getting into construction?
Every year I get to address fortunate to address the students at Clemson in architecture and in building construction science. And this is the topic that I will cover. And what I advise them is, one, you're covered with technology. You've got that down pat. And as I sit there, they're texting or tweeting.
Right.
But I always stress human interaction. Develop social skills, relationships. That's a Lamar term. Relationships are key. Human interaction. We've even found some struggling to write letters in terms of that. So there's more than just the technology, which is terribly important, but how they relate to other people is key. Still, in our industry, everyone in our industry the whole goal is to get the other party to do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
So persuasion, communication is just a key part, and I would stress that.
And you might tell a millennial that they have to do it in person, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you might have to be in front of them, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not in front of the cameras and microphones, but be in front of the person, right?
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. Great information.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. And thanks for being with us on the 40 radio stations, YouTube, iTunes, or the show website. We sure appreciate it. And be sure and join us next week. We're going to talk about the A word, right? Is that what you were calling it earlier? We're going to talk about the apartment industry. You know, the multifamily industry has been interesting. There's been a lot of new construction, but everyone thinks there's plenty to go, that it's a great thing to get into and still invest in. Until next week, be sure that you always lead, learn, and laugh, and join us for the Commercial Real Estate Show. The Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty Commercial Advisors, a great place to do business. Visit bullrealty.com. RealNex, a comprehensive and powerful suite of commercial real estate tools at an incredibly low price. Visit realnex.com. That's RealNex. FIU, Florida International University. Earn your master's in real estate in as little as 10 months without interrupting your career. Visit FIUonline.com. Xceligent, the resource professionals use for commercial real estate information. Visit Xceligent.com. That's XCELIGENT. Commercial Search, the source to market and source available properties for sale or lease. Visit commercialsearch.com. For more information on these great companies or for additional videos, podcasts, or articles, visit CREshow.com.